and I'm here with Brett and Shane West. You're watching The Loop, brought to you by Rack the Planet, Random Acts of Kindness, and Moo Boots. Thanks so much for sitting down with us, Shane.
Thanks for having me.
I mean, first of all, congratulations, 20-year anniversary.
That's right.
Of A Walk to Remember.
That's right.
We got to start there.
Okay, that's a good start. Yeah.
Can you believe it's been 2 decades?
Well, that ages everyone, doesn't it? I like to say besides myself. Yeah, man, it's wild. It's absolutely wild. And we did a whole, Manny and I did a whole thing, I think with People Magazine talking about it. And we did a thing, I think, for the 15th anniversary. I mean, it's just going to get worse and worse, isn't it? 25, 30, 35. Like the 15th anniversary, we actually sat down and had dinner and, kind of caught up again. And it's just awesome to see anything, any project that you do or that you're at least, especially proud of, that people will continue to find.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
It goes from generation to generation now, which is pretty exciting.
We are in the age of like remakes, reboots,
Right.
reimaginings.
Right. I was asked this once, and I was like, I don't know, what to remake this
Or just retell it. I mean, you can even just hire younger actors. You guys could just produce. I mean, I don't know.
Look, I'd love to produce.
Yeah.
That would be fun for sure. But I also think, just we can make another love story. I don't think we need to. I'm not the biggest fan of remakes.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's just never as good as the original.
Well, it's sort of like we're in the era of, or like the age of nostalgia in Hollywood.
For sure.
Or something. Right?
Yeah. I mean, look, my life is nostalgia. I constantly. I mean, this is always fun.
Yeah. I mean, I say that as we're sitting in this.
As you're like, you should have just been like this at the
living
same time.
room.
I'm always. I don't know if that's even a good sign, but I'm always thinking, about the 90s and the 2000s stuff. It's just fun, and I think it's, whatever makes you smile. The cereals that you can't eat anymore, that they don't make anymore, the sodas that are discontinued, all that, or the candy that's discontinued, all that kind of stuff is for me, it's addicting.
You want to talk about the movies you're here with?
Sure.
Let's do that.
Sure.
Katie, do you want to set that up?
Yeah, so you're here with 2 films this year at the Mammoth Film Festival.
Yeah.
That's amazing that you're able to work that much and be that busy.
Yeah, thank you.
First off is No Running.
That's right.
And tell us about your character and how you came to that project.
Delmar, great guy and great director, and he really came through on this film. And I had coffee with him, and that was kind of what sold me on the project, and I guess sold me to him, which was awesome. But I had to play actually in both of these films, not the greatest guy in the world. But I'm the sheriff of the town trying to figure out what's going wrong. There's potential possibilities of not police brutality with me, but just batting the eye and looking the other way, and a lot of the unfortunate realities that happen in our world. What I loved about Delmar's script is he kind of made my character, a little, he had layers. It wasn't just a bad guy. He was more or less misunderstood. And that's what made it a lot of fun for me. Also, we got to do some fun things, like my hair is really grayish white in it. I had a full beard that's grayish white. We just did a lot of different things to kind of up the age. And, for me as an actor, that's always fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And then for Gossamer Folds, can you tell us about that project?
Well, Gossamer Folds, man, that's a little engine that could. I'm very proud of that one too. I'm not a good guy in that one, as people will come to find.
2 bad guys in a row?
I can't. Yeah, well, I just watched something else that I just did, and then it'll be 3 in a row. But it's fun. It's fun playing the bad guy. Come on. Gossamer Folds is a beautiful story. Where a young boy, Jackson Scott, from the movie, from the It Chapter 1 and Chapter 2, great kid, befriends a transgender person when he moves into the new neighborhood. They start a friendship. Unfortunately, my character's the father, who's a bit homophobic. So I get to play the bad guy, but the project's phenomenal, the script's phenomenal, Lisa Donato, the directors, but everyone that was involved was phenomenal. And it's really like the little engine that could. I think finished it about 3 years ago, and then COVID hit, and we couldn't really get into these festivals, and so now it's kind of hitting the circuit, and to be able to make it to Mammoth is exciting. I
And
know
it's-
they're
The,
excited.
the
And it's
interesting
set-
thing,
oh,
the interesting thing about playing sort of the heel in these
Yeah.
stories is
Well,
you're
that one was tougher too.
in
Yeah.
some ways you're sort of like the moral compass
Right.
for the audience and showing what not to do. What do you hope audiences take away from what they walk away from the theater?
Well, at least with Gossamer Folds, it's a period piece, so it was it's in a time. I think it was the early '80s. Speaking of where people were far less understanding, and that's what he is. He's just not the greatest guy. He's a good father, but not the greatest guy, and just doesn't understand and doesn't want to understand. It's one of those, and there's plenty of people out there like that, unfortunately. And with no running, it's more of you get a really pivotal scene in the movie where you see where I come from and where my character comes from, and you see how horrible a father I have. So you start to see, all right, so he's trying, but he's not trying hard enough. But then you see this, despicable human being. That's why he's stuck in this, taking care of his dad, and and just not paying attention to his own life.
For you, why is it important to come support? I mean, obviously you're supporting your films, but we're at the Mammoth Film Festival.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about supporting a festival like this.
Well, I think it's huge. I think it's important, and I think this was, I've known Tomic and Tanner and a lot of the guys and girls for years.
We
and
call them
so-
Tomic, or right?
Tamek.
Tamek.
I was like,
Tamek. That's
yeah,
what it is.
Tamek. I
Yeah.
like it. That's perfect. And they're all great people. And when they brought up this idea, before it even started, I thought it was a great idea. This is my first time in Mammoth, period. But the idea of it being, in such a wonderful environment, I think was a no-brainer. The idea of putting on a festival in general sounds insane. So good for them, because that is a lot of work. I had to support. I wasn't able to come, I think the first couple of years, the first several years, I think it was always out of town, or it was work, or whatever it was. And then of course COVID, and now coming back into town, I just finished a project I was working on in Tennessee. Just flew in 2 nights ago. And I was like, okay, this has to happen. Didn't even know about No Running or Gossamer Folds being here off the bat, like when I first talked about this about a week or so ago. And then they gave me all that great news too. So I was like, all right, this is happening.
Nice.
Wow.
What about that party last night?
That party was great. Yeah, the one that started with 15 people.
And
I was
ended
like,
with-
this is perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a million.
It became a rager.
Yeah, it was great. I hadn't seen half those faces in years, and that was really wonderful. Yeah.
Cool. Speaking of fun, we want to have some fun with you.
No fun.
We pulled
That's
some
the third
quotes.
movie coming. No.
So Shane West.
Okay.
But also we pulled some quotes from Kanye West, and we thought
This
we'd
is
play.
quotes. Okay.
Is it Shane or Kanye?
God.
Here we
Which
go.
West was it?
Which
Yeah.
West said it? Let's see here. Let's start off
Okay.
with.
I can't have good quotes. Every guy have good quotes. Kanye's a quote machine.
Most people are slowed down by the perception of themselves. Is that Kanye West or Shane West?
I think that's Kanye.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
Kanye.
I've thought of that, but I don't think. Like, let me write this down.
How about I usually think in terms of music?
That could be me.
It is you.
Okay. I'm gonna be saying could be the whole time.
Okay, how about
Yeah.
this one? Sexy to me doesn't have anything to do with beautiful.
That's me.
That is you.
Yeah. Okay.
You like that quote?
I like that a lot.
Very true. That's very true.
How about this one? I still think I'm the greatest.
Yeah, that's definitely not me. That is Kanye.
That is Kanye
Yes.
West. Thanks for sitting down, man.
Absolutely.
For Katie and Shane, I'm Brett, and this is The Loop.